You're about to make a huge mistake if you think trust is just a word. It's not just a nice to have. It's the very foundation of every relationship you cherish. Think about it. How many times have you been let down by someone you trusted? How many times have you broken that same bond with others? The rupture of trust cuts deeper than a simple misunderstanding. It shakes the roots of what binds us and can take years to rebuild. When trust is gone, suspicion grows. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. A mind filled with doubt and distrust is like a garden overtaken by weeds. You must understand this. I choose to trust wisely and be trustworthy. This is your mantra. I want you to pause right now and comment, I choose to trust wisely and be trustworthy, below. Do it to solidify this manifesto in your reality. Let every like on your comment remind you of this promise. You see, trust is the glue that holds human society together. Without it, even the strongest bonds crumble. Whether it's in business, friendships, or family, without trust, every step forward feels like a walk in the dark. Seneca wisely said, "Bad company corrupts good morals." But lack of trust destroys both hope and progress. If you've ever been accused unfairly or lost sleep over a betrayal, you know this pain is real. This crisis isn't just about fixing your broken bridges. It's about deciding to live above the chaos by applying Stoic principles. Today, we'll dig deep into how you can rebuild and maintain the trust that shapes your world. Because only with trust can we truly connect, move forward, and achieve everything we're here to accomplish. 1. The mirror rule. Reflect before reacting. If you ignore this, you may find yourself repeating the same toxic patterns over and over. Here it is, the mirror rule. The practice of reflecting before reacting. I control my response to every situation. That's the mantra you need to live by. I want you to pause right now and comment, I control my response to every situation, below. Do it to solidify this manifesto in your reality. Let every like on your comment remind you of this promise. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. Imagine standing in front of a mirror. When you see something you don't like, do you blame the mirror? Of course not. The mirror simply reflects what's there. Your reactions are that reflection. They show not who others are, but who you are. Picture this. You're at work. A coworker is late with an important report. You can choose to react with anger or take a step back, reflect, and understand the reasons behind the delay. Your response can either build trust or destroy it. Controlling your reaction begins with reflection. This is how you maintain your power and build stronger connections. Reflecting before reacting isn't just a mental exercise. It's a transformation. When you pause to reflect, you strip away impulsivity. You see situations for what they truly are. This means pausing when a negative emotion hits and asking, what part of this can I control? That's the key. You define the event, not the other way around. Now, if you want to keep receiving these reminders, click the subscribe button now. It's a small action for you, but a giant step for your mind. When we look back at history, the Stoics were masters of reflection. Epictetus taught that we're disturbed not by events, but by the view we take of them. Your view matters more than the event itself. By committing to the mirror rule, you hold the power to transform any situation into one that serves you. Reflect before you react. This is how you keep your peace intact. It's how you can choose not to foster resentment, but understanding. And once you master this, you'll be amazed at how often others follow your lead. So, remember, every situation is an opportunity. Reflect, don't react. Control your response. And over time, you will build a realm of trust and connection around you. That's what Stoicism is all about. Living above the chaos. Being strong within so that nothing outside can shake you. 2. The anchor rule. Ground yourself in reality. Our next rule is about grounding yourself in reality. This idea is essential. If you ignore it, you risk making decisions based on fantasy, not truth. Remember, my thoughts are grounded. My actions reflect reality. Without this, every step you take could be a step in the wrong direction. I want you to pause right now and comment, "My thoughts are grounded. My actions reflect reality" below. Do it to solidify this manifesto in your reality. Let every like on your comment remind you of this promise. Grounding yourself in reality means accepting things as they truly are, not how you wish them to be. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. When we try to escape reality, we weaken our power and control. Living in fiction traps you in a cycle of false expectations and constant disappointment. Let's dive into a modern analogy. Imagine a relationship where one partner is deeply in love with an idea of who they want their partner to be, rather than who their partner truly is. What happens? Over time, disappointment brews because reality doesn't match that fantasy. Both partners become unhappy because expectations are not in line with actuality. Now, how do we apply this confidently in life? Start with honest self-reflection. Ask yourself, what are the facts of this situation? What am I adding with my wishes or fears? Seneca taught, "He who suffers before it is necessary, suffers more than is necessary." We need to strip the situation down to its core to see it clearly. Pause for a moment. If this is hitting you, hit that subscribe button. It tells me to keep making these for you. Back to reality. We must embrace the truth, not shy away from it. Know this. Facing reality gives you the strength to deal with it. You learn to navigate life's challenges with grace, without being shaken by illusions. And remember, it's not about being a pessimist. It's about being a realist. When you learn to see things clearly and respond based on truth, you pave a path of trust, not just with others, but with yourself too. In time, this habit becomes your anchor. Grounded in truth, you become unmovable, reliable, and trustworthy. 3. The transparency rule, visible honesty. Stop doing this immediately if you want to be happy. Avoid hiding your truths. In a world full of masks, be the one unafraid to show your true self. Honesty is my shield. Truth builds my strength. I want you to pause right now and comment, "Honesty is my shield. Truth builds my strength," below. Do it to solidify this manifesto in your reality. Let every like on your comment remind you of this promise. The transparency rule is simple, visible honesty. It's about being real in a world that thrives on the artificial. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." Imagine this. You're laying open a map of your life, nothing hidden. Each contour represents a truth you hold dear, laid out precisely as it is, not as you might wish it to appear. Why do this? Because dishonesty is like carrying a heavy bag of stones. Each lie, no matter how small, adds weight. And soon, you're burdened by the unnecessary. But transparency? It lightens your load, giving you freedom and speed. It makes your path straightforward. Think about it in relationships. Whether it's your partner, a friend, or even a colleague, sharing your truths fosters trust. It's like opening a window to let in fresh air. When they see the real you, they can relax and be real too. Epictetus wisely noted, "Keep your intention clear, and thus you will keep your good name." If you want to keep receiving these reminders, click the subscribe button now. It's a small action for you, but a giant step for your mind. When you choose transparency, you choose courage over fear. It's not easy, I know. Fear says, what if they don't accept the real me? But trust this, those who truly matter will respect your honesty, even if they disagree. And in doing so, you lead by example. You create an atmosphere where truth is valued over comfort. So start small. Be honest in small matters, and it will grow. At work, admit a mistake before it's found out. In love, say what you mean instead of what is expected. This habit, as it grows, empowers you. You become someone who stands firm, unwavering in their convictions. Rely on this resilient honesty to guide you. As you live this way, not only do you gain trust from others, but you build a stronger bond with yourself. Remember this, honesty is my shield. Truth builds my strength. 4. The silent strategy. Listen more, speak less. Stop talking. If you want to transform your relationships, start listening. Have you ever found yourself explaining, justifying, or defending more than you should? Here's a truth that stings. The more we speak, the more we reveal our insecurities. My words are few, my listening is deep. Remember this as a guiding rule. I want you to pause right now and comment, my words are few, my listening is deep, below. Do it to solidify this manifesto in your reality. Let every like on your comment remind you of this promise. When we adopt the silent strategy, we embrace a powerful tool for trust building. Marcus Aurelius beautifully reminds us, the opinion of 10,000 men is of no value if none of them know anything about the subject. This is more than a call for reflection. It's a wake-up call to the profound strength of listening. Consider this. Every time you stay silent, another learns to speak. You create a space where someone feels truly heard. This doesn't just strengthen your bonds, it reshapes them. It allows you to understand before being understood. And that's where trust grows best. Seneca wisely said, silence is a lesson fully learned only by those who can treasure its profound meaning. This is your chance to practice profound silence and dive deep. In doing so, you gain insightful clarity. Imagine the value of hearing unspoken words, sensing feelings, and reading between the lines. Ask yourself, how much more love, understanding, or peace could you create by simply speaking less? Isn't it worth a try? If you feel this resonating, hit that subscribe button. Tell me that this is the wisdom you want more of. But why stop there? Once you listen more, you start to find connections with people you never thought possible. You understand their needs, fears, and desires not through their words, but through their silence. This brings us back to Epictetus, who said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." Embrace this wisdom. Start listening with intent today. You might just find that the trust you've been trying to build with countless words could finally appear in the silent comfort of shared understanding. So, reflect. Are your words building trust, or is your silence creating understanding? Let the power of this strategy change your life. Remember, in silence lies strength. 5. The integrity check. Align words with actions. You might believe your words are enough to seal your integrity, but here's the truth you cannot ignore. Words without matching actions break trust faster than anything else. Picture a friend who promises to help, yet never shows up when needed. Your trust erodes not in their silence, but in their unkept promises. Actions reveal truth. It's a timeless Stoic lesson. Marcus Aurelius taught that action, not words, defines the moral person. So, how do true Stoics ensure their actions align with their words every single day? By conducting an integrity check. Epictetus reminds us, first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. Too often, individuals make grand commitments hoping to impress others. Stop. Reflect on this instead. Make only promises you can keep. This isn't just about business deals or family obligations. It's about every aspect of your life. If you say you will go to the gym, go. If you say you will spend less time on your phone, do it. Remember the famous letter by Seneca where he advises, "It's not because things are difficult that we do not dare. It is because we do not dare that they are difficult." Dare to be consistent in your truth. It might seem small, but aligning your words with your actions is revolutionary. It builds unshakable trust. Pause for a moment here. If this lesson strikes a chord, subscribe now. Every week, we explore such insights, ensuring you stay aligned with your highest self. Now, let's touch on why this alignment is crucial. When action mirrors intention, you live authentically and create credibility. People around you notice. They might not say it, but they feel it. Trust isn't demanded. It's earned through consistent truth-telling and action. How do you start this check? Create a habit. Reflect each night, asking yourself, did my actions today match my intentions? This nightly ritual is more powerful than any number of spoken affirmations. It's the guarantee that tomorrow's commitments are not stolen dreams, but realistic achievements. Reflect deeply. Every time you align your actions with your words, you embody the true spirit of Stoicism. Trust grows not from eloquence, but from living proof of your convictions. So, my friends, act. Don't just speak of virtues and values. Live them unmistakably every day. 6. The paradox of control. Accept what you can't change. You want more control over your life. You wish to bend everything to your will. But here's the truth. Stop trying to change what you can't control, and you'll find the freedom you've been chasing. The Stoics knew this well. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. Imagine you're a ship captain in a storm. You can't control the waves or the weather. The only thing you can control is your ship's course and response. Life is that storm. The winds will rage, and the tides will turn, regardless of what you wish. But you have the rudder in your hands. Epictetus taught, "It is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Take a deep breath and ask yourself, what is truly in my control? Hint, it's not the opinions of others, the past, or the future. It's your actions, your thoughts, your responses. Control those, and you gain a fortress against the chaos life throws at you. Trust this principle, and you build unshakable confidence. When faced with challenges, remind yourself, this is outside my control. I am responsible only for my actions right now. Such focus and clarity will transform your experience into a more peaceful existence. Now, if this idea of self-mastery empowers you, take a moment. Hit that subscribe button. It fuels us to bring more of these life-altering insights to your ears. Returning to our journey, you've been living with misplaced expectations. Expectations that lead to disappointment because of things beyond your reach. With each unwanted outcome, you're reminded painfully of your lack of control. The Stoics invite you to liberate yourself from this cycle. Embrace what you can steer, the way you think about and react to life's external events. So next time you face the unexpected, repeat in your mind, this too is out of my control. I choose my reaction. Step back, breathe, and decide purposefully how to act. This is the essence of the Stoic belief and the path to inner steadiness amidst the world's turbulent seas. 7. The clarity commitment. Be clear with intentions. Every time you fail to make yourself clear, You expose your relationships to the risk of misunderstanding and mistrust. Stop allowing vagueness to ruin the trust you've built. Be precise in your words and actions. Within every interaction, every promise you make, lies a powerful opportunity for clarity. I speak with intention and integrity. My words are my bond. Pause right now and comment. I speak with intention and integrity. My words are my bond. Below. Do it to solidify this manifesto in your reality. Let every like on your comment remind you of this promise. Marcus Aurelius once said, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." This can guide every conversation, every commitment. Imagine someone working with their team. They say one thing, another person hears something else. Now multiply this across several interactions. Confusion compounds, like dominoes causing chaos. To master clarity, start small. Next time you make a promise or agree to a task, ensure everyone understands what that means. Clarity breeds trust. Always ask yourself, did I communicate my intention clearly? Epictetus reminds us, first learn the meaning of what you say, then speak. Your words hold immense power. When you own them, others cannot misinterpret them. If you want to keep receiving these reminders, click the subscribe button now. It's a small action for you, but a giant step for your mind. Imagine setting a clear boundary in a relationship. Those clear lines create respect and understanding. It's much like a riverbank guiding water smoothly. This disciplined approach fosters an environment where mistrust cannot easily find ground to grow. Commit to clarity today. Remember, it's about aligning your thoughts with your words. Integrity is not just doing what you say, but saying what you mean. Let your intentions be as clear as the daylight. A well-lit path is easier and more satisfying to follow. Stay on this path, and you're truly embracing the Stoic way. When you master clarity of intention, not only do you grow, but you also help those around you find their footing in a world often shrouded by ambiguity. 8. The accountability agreement. Own your mistakes. Have you ever pointed a finger at someone else while 3 are pointing back at you? That nagging feeling in your gut doesn't lie. It's telling you that it's time to own up. Mistakes are natural, but ignoring them is where the real damage begins. Owning your mistakes is a vital step on the path to trust, a cornerstone of Stoic living. Remember Marcus Aurelius' words, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." But when mistakes happen, as they inevitably will, the Stoics remind us to take full responsibility. Imagine a workplace scenario. You've missed a deadline, and the project falters. The easy way out is to blame the weather, the slow internet, or a colleague's delay. But pause. When you decide to own your mistake instead, saying, "I didn't manage my time well on this," something profound happens. Ownership shifts the momentum. It transforms a problem into a point of growth for you and for those around you. In a relationship, the same principle applies. If you forgot an important anniversary or contradicted your promise, shine a light on the misstep. Acknowledge it for what it is, learn from it, and move forward stronger. As Seneca put it, a gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a person perfected without trials. Now, let's hit pause for just 1 second. If this is hitting you, hit that subscribe button. It tells me to keep making these for you. Back to accountability, embracing it changes everything. It starts with accepting what you did or didn't do, but it's more than just confession. It's about understanding the lesson and applying it. Stand tall in your mistakes, and you transform them into stepping stones of strength and reliability. Mistakes are inevitable, but our response defines us. Embrace the accountability agreement. This truth builds a legacy of trust. Follow this path and, like the Stoics, you become a beacon of integrity in a chaotic world. 9. The skeptic's balance. Healthy doubt versus cynicism. Stop doubting yourself. You don't need to cross-examine every decision with suspicion. Yet, turning into a hardened cynic is just as dangerous. Feel this truth. I balance doubt with thoughtful trust. I want you to pause right now and comment, I balance doubt with thoughtful trust, below. Do it to solidify this manifesto in your reality. Let every like on your comment remind you of this promise. Alright, let's explore the balance between healthy doubt and the poison of cynicism. Picture this. You've been burned before. Perhaps someone close to you betrayed your trust. It's natural to be wary. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth. But be careful. Doubt is a tool, not a weapon. It protects root systems of trust by pruning dead branches of deceit and illusions. Used wisely, it preserves your garden of relationships and decisions. But if overused, discount everything and trust no one, you risk isolation. The walls of cynicism are high and cold. Being skeptical is not about disbelief. It's about seeking understanding. Epictetus said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." Embrace this in your interactions. Listen first. Weigh intentions and patterns, not just words. If you're standing at the edge, contemplating trust and suspicion, remind yourself, the balance is not avoidance. It's careful engagement, doubt with intent, trust with reason. And remember, if you want to keep receiving these reminders, click the subscribe button now. It's a small action for you, but a giant step for your mind. Now, why does this matter so much? Because living in constant distrust stifles growth. It clouds judgment. Think of a friend or colleague who questions everything, accepting nothing. How do they affect team dynamics? Relationships suffer. Trust is the bedrock of teamwork, love, and progress. Take Seneca's advice. Begin at once to live, and count each separate day as a separate life. Today, choose thoughtful trust. Learn from yesterday's errors, not cower from them. Open the door to new possibilities, not barricade it with fear. Decide to balance your skepticism with understanding. Let trust grow from deliberate doubt, and watch your personal and professional life flourish. 10. The boundaries blueprint. Define your limits. Stop underestimating the power of boundaries. If you don't draw the line, chaos will consume your life. Set clear limits. Acknowledge the boundary of your choices. Your peace depends on these guarded lines. Those words aren't just guidelines. They're your fortress against the tumultuous world. I want you to pause right now and comment, set clear limits. Acknowledge the boundary of your choices, below. Do it to solidify this manifesto in your reality. Let every like on your comment remind you of this promise. In the dance of trust and suspicion, boundaries become your partners. Imagine Marcus Aurelius pacing the grand halls of Rome, reminding himself that the limits he sets determine the battles he'll engage. Stand firm, he'd say, but he'd also know when to step back. Know when to give your energy and when to withdraw. Think about your workplace. The colleague who never says no gets overwhelmed. They try to please everyone, but in the end, they crumble beneath the weight of too many tasks. These are no hollow words. By saying no when necessary, you safeguard your energy and focus. It's a brave step towards authenticity. Consider the relationships suffering from blurred boundaries. Personal or professional, the lack of defined limits can wreak havoc. Remember Epictetus. Know, first, who you are, and then adorn yourself accordingly. Set your boundaries based on who you are and what you value. Protect those realms. Respect follows the firm yet fair boundary. If you found this valuable, subscribe so you never miss it. Boundaries aren't walls. They're gates you open and close with purpose. They've been misunderstood as barriers. In truth, they are pathways to mutual understanding. Relationship experts agree. Clear boundaries breed clarity, reducing anxiety and fostering trust. And listen, this isn't just about saying no. It's about asking yourself what you need to feel valued and respected. When someone intrudes on these borders, address it with clarity and confidence. Be like Seneca, who emphasizes living with clear intent, aware of your needs, and communicating them effectively. By understanding and defining your limits, you create an environment for trust to blossom on solid ground, where doubt doesn't dominate, but instead, vital conversations and connections thrive. 11. The patience principle. Trust takes time. Stop rushing to fix what is broken. The obsession with quick solutions only deepens the divide. Trust isn't built overnight. It requires patience and time. I control my response to every situation. This involves understanding that others may not meet you at your pace, but perseverance in your actions will lay the foundation for trust to grow. So, pause when frustration tempts you to give up. Remember, Marcus Aurelius said, "Time is a sort of river of passing events, and strong is its current." Picture that river as the vessel of your relationships. It carries moments of doubt and faith, joy and pain. You can't speed up its flow, but you can decide how you navigate its course. Consider a friendship or partnership. It mirrors a delicate dance, a balancing act between forgiving mistakes and earning back confidence. Suddenly, you're standing before someone you've wronged or been wronged by. It feels like walking on a tightrope. Here's where the magic occurs. By choosing patience and consistency, you transform that shaky rope into a solid bridge. Understand, it's not about the immediate fix. It's about the steady progress. Seneca reminds us, "He who is brave is free." Free yourself from the chains of urgency. Dive into each interaction with sincerity and a clear direction. Show up with honesty and keep showing up. That's how trust finds a home in your story. If you want to keep receiving these reminders, click the subscribe button now. It's a small action for you, but a giant step for your mind. Picture trust like a plant. It needs time and the right conditions to bloom. Rushing it only leads to disappointment because it can't be forced. Attend each day with intent and nourish it with thoughtful actions. Trust grows at its own pace, not yours or theirs. Commit to the journey, not just the destination. Patience is a Stoic virtue. It teaches you to stay the course, even when progress feels slow. As you plant seeds of reliability and understanding, remember, you are designing a legacy not just of trust, but of enduring connection. 12. The mindset of empathy. Understand before judging. Stop trying to guess people's intentions. You often act without knowing the full story, ready to judge. If you continue down this path, you will ruin relationships and miss many opportunities. Act in all things with empathy and understanding. I want you to pause right now and comment "act in all things with empathy and understanding" below. Do it to solidify this manifesto in your reality. Let every like on your comment remind you of this promise. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Whenever you are about to find fault with someone, ask yourself the following question: what fault of mine most nearly resembles the one I am about to criticize?" This is the mindset of empathy, to understand first, not judge. Imagine you are in a crowded subway and someone pushes past you. Your first reaction is irritation. But take a moment. What if they are rushing to see a sick loved one? By pausing to consider their situation, you open the door to compassion. In a modern workplace, this is crucial. Someone misses a deadline. Instead of anger, ask them if they're okay. There might be struggles they're facing that you don't see. Your understanding can build trust and respect, turning a colleague into an ally. Remember Epictetus's teachings. We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak. Listen to others before you speak back. This is not about being silent. It's about being wise. You listen more not to agree, but to gain insights into the world around you. If this is resonating with you, hit that subscribe button. This is the kind of wisdom I share every week. If you found this valuable, subscribe so you never miss it. Each interaction is a chance to practice empathy. By doing so, you strengthen your connections. You become a person others trust because they see you as fair and understanding. The next time you feel the urge to judge, pause. Consider what you might not know. Act with empathy and give others the grace you hope to receive yourself. As you go through your day, remember, true strength is found not in harsh judgments, but in gentle understanding. Make empathy your guide. 13. The expectations exit. Let go of unrealistic demands. Unrealistic expectations are a silent enemy. They're like a mirage in the desert. The closer you think you are, the further they move away. You might believe perfection is attainable if you just push a little harder. But this is not a goal, it's a trap. Seneca once said, "It is the nature of the wise to resist pleasures, but the foolish to be a slave to them." When we chase illusions, we become slaves, not to pleasures, but to disappointment. Your unrealistic demands weigh you down. They shove you further from happiness. Here's a real-life analogy. Imagine you're in a relationship. You're expecting your partner to always understand you, to never make mistakes, to be perfect. Over time, these expectations become pressure. They morph into dissatisfaction, not because of what your partner does, but because of the image you've painted in your mind. It's like asking the ocean to always be calm, never to show waves or tides. Marcus Aurelius taught us that he who lives in harmony with himself lives in harmony with the universe. To release yourself from the grip of unrealistic demands, you must first create peace within. Accept that imperfection is part of the human experience. Understand that life is a balance of effort and acceptance. If this point resonates with you, pause for a moment. If you want to keep receiving these reminders, click the subscribe button now. It's a small action for you, but a giant step for your mind. Release the need for control. Instead, embrace the Stoic practice of accepting what you cannot change. This doesn't mean you stop trying to improve your life. It means you focus on what's real and possible, not on what could be if only things were different. When you let go of these unrealistic demands, you create space for trust. Trust builds, not on perfection, but on genuine connection and realistic expectations. Then, true growth happens. It's not about changing others. It's about changing how you see the world. So, soldier on with clarity. Look at what's in front of you and not beyond what's possible. This is the path to a fulfilling life grounded in reality, authenticity, and unwavering peace. 14. The Relinquish routine. Letting go of past hurt. You need to stop holding on to what hurts you. When you drag the chains of past hurt, you're blocking your own path forward. Let me guide you through the art of letting go with the principle of relinquishment. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Reject your sense of injury, and the injury itself disappears." Now, what does that mean? You have the power to decide how a past hurt impacts you today. You can replay the moments of pain over and over, or you can choose to release them. Imagine you're carrying a heavy backpack, each stone within it, a piece of resentment or anger you've collected, your boss who undervalued you, the friend who betrayed your trust, each weighing you down. Every stone you let go of lightens your load, making the journey smoother. To relinquish is not to forget. It's to free up the mental and emotional space taken up by that pain. Focus instead on what you can control, your reaction and your growth. Epictetus reminds us, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. By choosing to focus on the present, you open your life to new opportunities and positive experiences. Let me share a quick reminder. Pause for 1 second. If this is hitting you, hit that subscribe button. It tells me to keep making these for you. As you lighten your emotional load, you set the stage to rebuild trust, not just with others, but within yourself. You can't change the past, but you can control how you let it influence your future. Choose to be free by relinquishing the past. As you journey forward, remember to practice gratitude for the lessons learned. Seneca wisely said, "A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials." These trials shape you, but they don't define you. They provide the wisdom that builds a more resilient you, capable of transforming adversity into strength. 15. The gratitude grind. Appreciate small steps forward. Stop for a moment and reflect. Are you drowning in the vast ocean of what's yet to come, ignoring the small ways of progress you've already made? Here lies the danger. You see, each step forward, no matter how small, deserves your celebration and gratitude. The Stoics teach us to focus on appreciating small victories, as these are the bricks to bigger successes. Marcus Aurelius said, "Dwell on the beauty of life. Watch the stars and see yourself running with them." What he means is, take joy in the small things. Each small success is your star to add to your constellation of life. Think about your daily work or relationships. Have you ever achieved something minor? A friendly conversation with a colleague or completing a task before the deadline, and dismissed it because it wasn't huge? It's time to shift that mindset. Picture yourself like an athlete training for the big game. Every practice session, each set of drills, contributes to greatness. Training involves gratitude for the journey, not just the destination. Your journey is the sum of little triumphs, and each deserves appreciation. Here's the pivotal insight. When you focus on these small steps, you build momentum. You strengthen trust with yourself to keep moving forward. Next time you achieve a small win, pause and acknowledge it. Let it fuel your drive. And if this resonates with you, pause for 1 second. If this is hitting you, hit that subscribe button. It tells me to keep making these for you. Epictetus tells us, "He is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he is not, but rejoices for those which he has." Embrace this outlook daily. Express gratitude for each step. It's the self-assured way to progress and find peace. Carry this with you. Gratitude changes your perspective. It turns anxiety into appreciation, transforming the mundane into meaningful. Remember, appreciate the grind, and you shall find profound satisfaction. 16. The fear ebbs. Overcoming fear of betrayal. The fear of betrayal looms like a dark cloud over your relationships, doesn't it? You replay moments in your head, always on guard, waiting for the shoe to drop. This fear can turn bonds into chains. But there's a way forward, a way to let the fear ebb by embracing the Stoic mindset to overcome this perpetual anxiety. I control my response to every situation. Master this mantra. Fear is an emotion that clouds judgment. It thrives on anticipation of a future betrayal, not the present truth. There's power in recognizing this. The Stoics teach us that the only thing we truly control is our response to circumstances. Seneca said, "He suffers more than necessary, who suffers before it is necessary." Understand that the majority of pain comes from the fear of something happening rather than the event itself. Appreciate this moment. Right here, right now, you are safe. The betrayal you fear is not your current reality. Consider the trust exercise in a workplace team. A leader must extend trust to their team members, knowing that productivity is impossible without it. What if they held back, paralyzed by fears of unmet expectations? It would cripple the entire project. Instead, a wise leader chooses trust, understanding that this risk is essential for moving forward. At this point, an epiphany might strike you. The realization that holding tightly to this fear of betrayal is withholding life from yourself is liberating. How often do you catch yourself holding back from relationships, from opportunities, simply out of fear of what might happen? Remember, you have the choice to respond differently. If you want to keep receiving these reminders, click the subscribe button now. It's a small action for you, but a giant step for your mind. But let's delve deeper into fear's antidote: acceptance. Accept that people will sometimes fail. Accept that life comes with no guarantees. Move from guarding what cannot be controlled to strengthening what you can, your perception. Train your mind to focus on what is present, not what might be absent. Marcus Aurelius often wrote to himself, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but your estimate of it. And this you have the power to revoke at any moment." This is a profound reminder that most of our pain is self-inflicted and unnecessary. Allow yourself the freedom to trust again. Even in the betrayal's wake, view it as a lesson, not a life sentence. Let this mindset cradle you every time doubt starts creeping in. Transform fear into acceptance, and watch as peace flows back into your life. 17. The vulnerability valor. Embrace open-heartedness. Now, let's talk about something we often overlook: the mighty power of being vulnerable. You might think being open makes you weak or an easy target, but that's a lie. Vulnerability is strength. Only the strong can reveal their wounds and still stand tall. Imagine an unguarded moment, admitting to a mistake, expressing a real feeling, revealing who you truly are without the armor. That raw exposure holds immense power. It's what keeps your heart soft in a harsh world. Seneca once said, "The bravest sight in the world is to see a great man struggling against adversity." What does this mean for us? Embrace your struggles openly. Look them in the eye. When you hide your weaknesses, they find strength over you. But when you acknowledge them, you take control. Vulnerability builds trust. Picture this in your relationships. When you show understanding and offer your truth, others do the same. Like a mirror, your openness reflects back to you from those you care about. And in the process, you forge trust. Now, this isn't about spilling your worries everywhere. It's about choosing wisely who gets to see the real you. Here's the truth. Not everyone should, but those who do gain a deeper bond, a truer connection, and ultimately, a more dependable trust. Let yourself be vulnerable in those closest friendships and partnerships. For, in truth, vulnerability is the hallmark of a strong, courageous heart. It's the silent vow to trust again, even when it's hard. If you found value in this thought, subscribe so you never miss it. Now, back to the heart of the matter. Remember this: to be vulnerable is to be alive. It's the brave choice to confront life head-on, no matter how uncertain or complex. Embrace this choice. Let it become your hidden superpower. It's more than survival, it's thriving. Seneca's wisdom can guide us. Wherever there is a human being, there is an opportunity for kindness. Use your vulnerability as a tool for kindness, as a softening balm amid sharp edges. In this way, we empower ourselves and give others permission to do the same. Be the torchbearer of open-heartedness. Stand tall and let your heart be seen. Reach out, let others in, and watch as trust, like a patient gardener, grows from the seeds of your bravery. 18. The new narrative. Rewrite your trust story. Stop holding on to that old story of betrayal and hurt. If you don't let it go, it will chain you forever, and you deserve so much more. I command my thoughts. I write my story. I want you to pause right now and comment, I command my thoughts. I write my story, below. Do it to solidify this manifesto in your reality. Let every like on your comment remind you of this promise. Imagine your life's journey as a book, and in this moment, you hold the pen. The ink flows from the power of your mind. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." You need to change the narrative. The power lies within you. Let's look at a great story we all know, the story of Marcus, a man who faced plots, betrayals, and countless difficulties as the emperor of Rome. He could have painted his life with the dark colors of suspicion and fear, but he didn't. He wrote it as a tale of resilience and resolve. Marcus chose to trust again and again, facing the unknown with bravery and a heart open to wisdom. You can do the same. Start by flipping the script in your mind. When thoughts of doubt creep in, say no to them. Use the past not as a cage, but as a teacher. Visualize new beginnings. Let the power of trust shape the story you really want to live. This act is more than a wish. It's a disciplined choice you make. Epictetus reminds us, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. It's time to react with intention and strength. Listen carefully. Forgiveness is not for them. It's for you. Letting go of that bitterness reclaims space in your heart for trust and joy. Write your story, starting today. If this resonates with you, pause for 1 second. If this is hitting you, hit that subscribe button. It tells me to keep making these for you. Now, take a leap. Trust someone who deserves it, step by step. It's about building new patterns, new parts of your life. Winston Churchill said, "Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts." Let this be your journey. Start writing with hope and courage. The pages of your book are waiting. Which part will you rewrite today? The transformation. Embrace trust. Embrace life. Trust isn't just a gift you give to others. It's a liberation you grant yourself. Imagine shedding fear, doubt, and hesitation. Picture your life unchained, with trust as your ally. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." It's not about whom you trust. It's about how you become trustworthy. By acting with integrity, you invite trust back into your world. Look at the life of a callous sailor. Experienced and wise, he trusts the sea because he knows its patterns. He doesn't fear storms because he prepares. He doesn't blame the currents. He uses them to reach his destination. Similarly, you must learn to trust again. And it begins with you. Trusting that you can handle what comes. Trusting your strength to pick up the pieces, even if they scatter. Seneca taught, "He who is brave is free." Trust is bravery. It frees you from the chains of fear. Free yourself from past hurts. Commit to this bravery, to trust yourself, others, and fate in equal measure. Transformation happens when you decide to live openly. For every moment you choose trust, life opens a new door. Relationships deepen. Opportunities appear. Your inner world expands. Pause. Open your heart to the world. Let every act of trust be a conscious choice. as clear as the morning sun. If you feel the shift within, take a moment to breathe it in. Let it energize you. You have what it takes to build a life full of trust. So what's holding you back? It's time to embrace it fully and start living the life you deserve. Go out there and make your mark.